Guys, I wanted to do a quick comparison for a lot of people who are looking to invest, move to Dubai from, European countries, from Western countries. I wanted to do a comparison of real estate in the West. So we're talking about North America, Canada, some of the European countries, perhaps Australia, and how Dubai is perhaps different. For sure it's different, but why it might be actually better, right? I'm going to give you 4 points, right? 3 are pretty much points that you'd expect, but I'll elaborate on them, and the 4th is the wild card one, right? So before that, show reel. All right, welcome back. Okay, I'm going to discuss 4 points. Number 1, Dubai's status as an emerging market vis-a-vis or in comparison to European or other more mature markets. Number 2, I'm going to talk about rental yields, and emerging market status reflects and works directly into rental yields. Third, I'm going to talk about per square foot or per square meter price. And then 4th, as I said, is the googly or the wild card. Wait and watch till the end to actually know the 4th point, okay? Here's the thing. Number 1, it's a classic tale of emerging market equals more reward equals more risk, okay? Now, Dubai's industry as real estate, freehold, being open to the rest of the world to purchase a property here is literally about 20 years old, okay? It's well known around the world. When a market's new, it's kind of like known as in the equities market, it's called a frontier market. It's like right there out there. Imagine the early gold diggers, the people who used to go and look for gold in California and all that. It was like they were the ones who were, at the forefront of pushing the boundaries and going out there and discovering rewards for themselves. The risk was pretty high as well. I imagine people who were looking for gold back then would go out there and, perhaps there was thieves, less security, no regulation. Perhaps you find like a mountain of gold, but somebody steals or kills or takes it from you, right? So on and so forth. So the same concept applies to the stock market, the equities market, and the same concept applies to the real estate market. Frontier markets or emerging markets are new, up and coming markets where the risk is very high, but the reward is very high as well. Now, Dubai as a real estate market, as I said, open up to international investment, freehold ownership about 20 years or so ago, about 17 to 18 years ago. Like 2003 approx was when the law was passed, right? That makes it a still comparatively very young market. Say for instance, the US, property laws probably been there for 200 years. If you go into Europe, you've got Germany, London, so on and so forth. So this is one major big difference, right? Dubai is an emerging market, therefore the risk is higher, but the reward is also higher. Now, I'm not going to say Dubai is moving very fast to a maturity stage, but we are 20 years old, yeah? 20 years old in this age of Bitcoin and internet and all of that, you feel kind of like you've been a kid. You're no longer a new kid on the block. And what's happening with Dubai now is Dubai is getting into that mature state. So first of all, while you can still benefit from Dubai being an emerging market, where you can still benefit from Dubai having higher risk, therefore higher reward, the government has placed tons of regulation in place to ensure protection for the investors, right? I'm not going to get into the regulations placed, but one of my other videos on escrow laws, how investors are protected, so on and so forth. You can watch them. So while you can still benefit from Dubai being an emerging market, the government has placed enough good regulatory infrastructure around protecting your interest, which kind of like, as you know, with the regulation comes slight slowdowns as well. So we're no longer that emerging market where you can come in and get gains of 20, 30, 40% overnight, even though the market's been heating up lately. However, there is still some element of being that emerging frontier market. So you've still got that slight edge over a more established European market, which has very tight regulatory laws, but then the returns in terms of profit numbers are also lower. Now, emerging market status leads directly into rental yield or cash on cash return or income in your pocket. This is point number 2. Generally speaking, with emerging markets, what emerging markets need to do is basically give you more rewards, either in the form of capital appreciation, which is in 3-4%, it could be 10% over a year period, or give you higher rental incomes. Now, Dubai rental yields or rental incomes, it was very common to actually get about 9-10%. Even I'm talking about 5-6 years ago. The market started slowing down, right? Lots of people are coming to Dubai now. Sale prices went pretty high. And rental yields started coming down now. 8% used to be an easy. 9-10, easy. Earlier days on 2008, 9, 7. Then 2015, 16, 8% used to be so easy, right? It was like just a no-brainer deal. You could get 8% rental yield on the sale price. For those who don't understand rental yield, it's essentially the amount of rent you can collect on the money that you deploy. That is now getting squeezed, right? So we're closer to the 5-6%, but we're also in a weird pandemic. So who's to say that rental yields don't go up immediately as borders around the world open up fast? Number 2. So that's number 2. Rental yields in Dubai are still higher compared to Europe, right? Europe, you're thinking rental yields about 2%, 3%, just barely cost of capital or cost of inflation, okay? Barely, I think. Number 3, right? Per square foot price in Dubai is still much lower. I think it's 1/3 the price per square foot or price per square meter when you compare it to other comparable cities in the world. Now, you can tell me, hey, this isn't a comparable city, but I'm going to tell you from my opinion, right? I've lived across the world. I lived 7 years in Toronto, Canada, but I've traveled fairly well. I'm saying when you compare Dubai to Toronto, Paris, London, New York, Tokyo, and these cities, right? Sydney and so on and so forth. So per square foot price in Dubai is still lower. Here's the wild card, okay? The big difference. Dubai has this habit, when you give it lemons, the UAE, I should say, is going to squeeze lemonade and sell it to the world. It's going to create opportunities out of challenges. The pandemic was no different. The Dubai, the UAE, essentially speaking, managed the pandemic in such an amazing way that Dubai now is a rich target for lockdown dodgers, high net worth individuals who are looking to move to Dubai to escape whatever is happening in those countries or whatever else is coming in those countries, right? I'm talking about in Europe and the other countries, higher taxes, so on and so forth. Dubai today is no longer that country that needs to give you a lot of incentives to just come over here and purchase property and live here. Dubai today is a brand, is a lifestyle destination, is a choice for a lot of people to move to Dubai to live, to work, to earn and play over here, right? So those are the 4 points. Number 1, Dubai is still an emerging market, so you can benefit from higher rewards, and the risk is being curtailed by improved regulations. Number 2, Dubai's rental yield or the UAE's let's say Dubai's rental yield or income, cash on cash, is still much higher than anywhere else in Europe, generally speaking. Number 3, per square foot price in Dubai. So you're getting more value per square foot in Dubai compared to anywhere else in the world. Last but not the least, the wild card, Dubai has managed the pandemic so well, essentially speaking, so well, that Dubai is now, we're seeing the market heating up in the luxury segment simply because high net worth individuals, lockdown dodgers, people who are looking for plan B, has escaped from other countries where either taxes are going to be coming up or they've not handled the pandemic so well as UAE has, are looking to make come down to Dubai. Press the like button, hit the like button, press the bell icon, subscribe, share it around with other friends of yours who might benefit from this, right? Hey, listen, I'm open to debates and any questions you might have, put them down in the comment section. Ciao for now. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. My name again is Fahd Dawood. I've been doing this for 14 plus years. I started in 2006 in Toronto, Canada, and since 2007 I've been doing this in Dubai. I generally talk about real estate, your life, my life, and our path to allowing financial bliss coming to us. If you want to work with me, such as buy a property in Dubai, or you need general advice, you can hit me up on in the contact form below. If you've liked this video, I'd appreciate if you subscribe, press the bell icon, and hit the like button and share it with other friends. Ciao for now.